Success in a complex, dynamic human interaction like sales requires that you have a lot of choices, a lot of weapons that you can deploy, and a lot of ability to have a conversation that may be different from one to the next. Welcome back to the vlog. I'm Iannarino here in London, England, and I love London because I love the Brits so much. I'm here, I'll be speaking tomorrow, and I always carry a camera with me on the road, but it's very difficult to do every day for one reason, and that's the Wi-Fi at hotels throughout the world doesn't tend to be great, so it's very difficult to upload a video from wherever I am. That said, I brought the camera all the way around the earth, so it's with me, I'm shooting, I'm going to do my very best to upload this for you. And a couple things just to catch up on before we talk about choices. The first is Planner, and if you're not connected on Facebook, you didn't see this, go by facebook.com/thesalesblog, and you can see some of the pages here that we're working on. The Planner will not be spiral bound. This is spiral bound only because I needed to print it so that I could do some work inside here and make sure that it actually works. So this is what the planner looks like, and then there's daily pages on the inside, which you can see. Keep an eye out for that. We're working hard at getting this done. We're going to try to have it ready in April, and we're going to try to have it ready by the time we do the Outbound Conference. And if you don't know about the Outbound Conference, well, now you know. It's Atlanta, Georgia, April 11th and 12th. It's me, it's Jeb Blunt, it's Mark Hunter, it's Mike Weinberg, it's Sherry Levitin, Deb Calbert, James Muir, and Larry Levine. It is 2 days. The first day is keynotes and individual workshops from me and my three peers from my mastermind group. A training day the second day, and you will have the time of your life, I promise. You're going to laugh, you're going to learn, you're going to meet a bunch of other people. We're all going to hang out together. You can't miss this. So outboundconference.com, use Iannarino100 to get $100 off a ticket right now. So that's the planner, and that's Outbound. So now we can talk about choices. I wrote a newsletter this week about a Zen master who I've done some work with, and he wrote a book called Spitting Out the Bones, and what it was his master told him you have to swallow all of Zen at one point, and then you can spit out the bones later on. And that advice ended up being something that Genpo Roshi is now doing. He's spitting out the bones, he's finding out what works for him and how his Zen is his Zen. And I think that that's true for us in what we do in sales. It ports over very nicely, in my opinion. We have lots of choices available to us, and you get a lot of information on places like LinkedIn, and you get a lot of information on Facebook. There's a lot of us that write, and we do YouTube videos and things like this, and we're giving you these ideas. And I'm guilty of this, and I wrote about it in the Sunday newsletter. I will tell you that you should be super relational instead of super transactional. And that's great advice, except for when it isn't great advice. And maybe there are some times where you should literally be super transactional, because getting the client what they want really fast is what the best value is for them. It's the speed. Okay, so maybe you need to transact sometimes. I'll always tell you to defend your pricing, and I'll always tell you to find out how to justify the delta. What makes you worth paying more for? But if your company decides we're going to buy market share, and I've seen companies do it in other industries that I was in very successfully when I didn't even understand what they were doing. Why are they going in at this price? They went in and bought market share, and pretty soon they had a giant foothold in a market because they were willing to give up margin for market share. If that's what you're doing and it's strategic, disregard anything I say about defending your price. You're supposed to be going and lowering your price. So we have all these rules, all these things that we talk about, and we always frame things as mutually exclusive like I just did there. So you can either defend your price or not defend your price and discount. No, you may have to do both of those things at different times. They're choices that you make. And you should always be super relational, except for when you shouldn't. So that means it's not a universally true statement, and nothing is universally true. And even that statement where I said nothing is universally true, maybe there is something, I don't know. But this is the way you have to think about selling. There are choices that you make, and your job as a salesperson, as somebody who's trying to help another person get an outcome, is to explore all the choices that are available to you and then make the effective choice in that situation. That's what we're trying to do. And sales, again, is a complex, dynamic human interaction, so there can't be one right answer. And it's interesting because I've got this thing written for the next couple of days about the platonic customer. So it's a customer in theory. And these customers in theory want these certain things. And people make these statements like the customer's in charge of the process now. What customer? You know, if there's 12 people in a decision, which one of the 12 is in charge of the process? And do they even know that kind of thing? And we say this is where the buyer is in their journey. There's not a buyer, there's 5 journeys, and they're not even all in the same place at any one time. So we have this platonic idea of the buyer. You've got to look and see for yourself, what are you looking at? What are you seeing? What's the right choice for you based on what all the information that you have right now? What's the best thing for you to do so that you can succeed in winning their business and helping them get the outcome that they want? What you want in sales is not one universal answer that solves every sales problem, so stop looking for that. Even here, don't look for it. I don't have it either. Instead, look for choices, and you want to identify the biggest range of choices available so you can pick from what's going to work in that particular scenario. What's going to work for you right now is hitting the like button, hitting the share button, and hitting the subscribe button. And instead of giving you a mutually exclusive choice here and telling you you can choose one of the 3, do all of them. Hit like, hit share, and send this to somebody who could use it, and then hit subscribe. This is every day.